To go?
Yep, recording.
And I see the red record button. Okay, everybody, I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing my sister and my success partner in this whole coaching game. This just makes me so excited. Guys, if you don't know, she is an English teacher, and she's really, really good at what she does. So if you haven't seen her post or read her post, she gets a lot of traction on those. Even if they're not commenting, people are watching her and they're coming up to her and they're saying things, and she's really putting herself out there and connecting with them. And so I'm going to let her take it from here, but you go for it now.
Okay. All right. So do I go ahead and share my screen? Yeah. Okay. I love how Jessica just gives me the nod, but I totally am like, I'm with it. Okay. Share screen, desktop. Share. All right. Can y'all see my desktop? Yeah. Okay. Where did my thing go? It's going to be so weird talking to a PowerPoint instead of you guys. Okay. There's not any way I can see you guys at the same time, huh?
No, you can. You can on somewhere on your screen. If you do view options, you can see it in, but I'm not sure where it is.
Okay, well, I'll just pretend. Maybe I should just put like a picture of you up, Jessica, and then talk to you.
Yes.
I have some, so that'll work. Okay, so even though you can't see me, my name is Natalie Honts, and like Elisa said, I'm an English teacher. I teach 8th grade English. I'm on year 10 of that. I will tell you more about me in just a second. So the title of my presentation is Elephants Don't Bite, and I will explain that to you guys in just a minute, but I hope you appreciate the cuteness of that elephant, because I definitely did. Okay, a little bit about me. So like we already said, I'm a teacher, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. We have 3 kiddos. How I got started on this whole thing was actually with Jessica, and she reached out to me, and we kind of went back and forth, and I did the 21-day fix with her when I very first started. And I had really good results, but I don't know what my deal was. I just couldn't get my life together, and I didn't stick with it. And God love Jessica. She tried so hard to like keep reaching out to me. And I wasn't a random person for her. Jessica and Laura and I all went to college together. We schlepped through waiting tables together. We spent a lot of time together. So it was more of a personal thing. It wasn't something where, I was just a cold caller, somebody random. And so she did try to help me. I guess I wasn't ready to be helped. So Elisa reached out to me and said, I know you've done this before, so let's do this 21-day fix thing together and just see what happens. And little did I know she was tricking me, because she knew that's what I needed. So I jumped in and I did it with her. And something was different this time. I really invested myself in the challenge groups. I really got involved with what we were doing. And the first time I did the 21-day fix with her, I lost 15 pounds and 15 inches. And so I saw that success. I was really, really disciplined at that time. And this all started in November. So when I started in November, I had hit my lowest point, I guess. And I was 300 pounds. I was really, really big. And y'all, I'm only 5 foot tall. I'm not a tall person. So I knew things needed to change, and I could talk forever about that. So I'm not going to talk your head off about it, but it was to the point where I had to do something drastic, because things were not how they were supposed to be. Like, my kids had to tie my shoes for me. I could not tie my own shoes. And that's such an embarrassing, vulnerable thing to admit. But I feel like I need you to understand where I was, so you kind of have a good idea of why I've pushed so hard. So now we're sitting here today, and I've lost 70 pounds. I'm way stronger than I ever was before. I am way more determined and motivated than I ever was before. And this presentation is not about me, so I'm going to leave it at that. But it's been a whirlwind, and it's been something that I know I need to appreciate probably more than I am. And that's how this presentation kind of came to life. So the weird title. It says Elephants Don't Bite. So I know some of you have read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and so hopefully if you've already read it, this is not going to be too horrible for you. But it's all about like the little choices and the little choices that we make every single day and how they compound themselves into these huge results. And that's what I saw, right? In my journey, that's what I saw. In coaching, that's what I was seeing. And I kind of not fell off, but realized after reading this book, I needed to make some other changes. I think I got a little bit too comfortable because I had lost so much weight. I was doing so well, and I was kind of riding that success wave. And then this was kind of like a gut check for me. So what I wanted to do with you guys is something that I did with myself this week that kind of gave me a different window into looking at into coaching and into what I'm supposed to be doing and why I'm supposed to be doing it. So hopefully that's what this will do for you, is the same thing it did for me. All right, so what I want you to do first is, I'm doing total teacher mode. The piece of paper that I asked you to bring, I want you to just fold it in half, hot dog style. And I even put a picture, so that's what I meant. And we're going to talk about the top mistakes that we make as far as our daily, everyday choices. And for this exercise to work the way it worked for me, I want you to just put, when I ask you to do something, like first thing that pops into your head, I have a timer. It's literally going to be a minute on certain things. And I want you to just be honest with yourself, because you know the answers to the questions I'm going to ask you. You may not want to know them, but you do. So I just want you to shoot straight from there and just be really genuine, because no one's going to see your paper except you. So the top things that we're doing to make mistakes in our choices every day is we're making choices without thinking about them. We're forgetting to maybe focus on the positive things of being grateful, and we're not tracking our progress. So, all right. So mistake number 1, we're living on autopilot. Sometimes we're making these choices that hurt us when we're not thinking about them. One of the things after reading the book I realized is the compound effect, as much as it's supposed to be positive, it can also be negative. So when we are, eating that snack mindlessly, or we decide, oh, I don't want to do my invites right now, I'm just going to watch this episode on Netflix, whatever it is, that hour of time that we unconsciously decided not to do something with, that's negatively compounding our results and our success. So it's our job to take responsibility for our success, right? And the success of our present condition. So for the purpose of this presentation, our present condition is our coach life. So what I want you to do is, on the left side of the paper, I want you to write down 3 things that you should have done this week that you didn't do. And I mean either for yourself, health and fitness wise, or for your coaching business this week. And I'm going to shut up for that whole minute so that you can write those 3 things down. So 3 things you should have done this week, but you didn't. I really wish I could see y'all. Oh, I can see it a little bit. Okay, I have about 10 seconds left. Okay, so now that we have the 3 things in that left-hand column, we're going to go to mistake number 2. And this is not meant to be a negative thing, so just hang with me. All right, sometimes we're looking for the wrong things when it comes to coaching. I know that most of us, or at least I assume most of us, probably have other jobs too. I'm a teacher full time, but I'm also a mom. I'm running around constantly. Like I told Laura when we started this thing, I have 5 different presentations to give this week. So I am in super high stress mode right now. I'm going to, present to new teachers. I have to come up with these 3-hour sessions. And so I have this horrible habit of saying, but like, I don't have time for coaching right now. I need to set it aside. It's stressing me out. It's too much. And then I get in this complaining cycle instead of really stopping and thinking about why I should be grateful for having this opportunity. So in the book, Darren Hardy talks about the Thanksgiving journal, and he says that one Thanksgiving, he decided he was going to keep a journal about his wife, and every single day he was going to write down something that he was grateful for, that he was thankful for, that had to do with his wife. And so he did that for an entire year, and he said within that year, everything changed for him as far as his relationship with his wife, his interactions with his wife, because instead of just going on autopilot, like the first mistake said, or instead of thinking about the ways that she drove him crazy, he focused on the positive. And because he was looking for the positive, that's what he saw. So I think we need to do that sometimes as coaches, because we get overwhelmed by, oh my gosh, I have to invite this many people. I have to follow up. I have to do this. I have to post 3 times a day, instead of consciously looking for what coaching is doing right for us or is providing for our lives. So underneath, still in the left-hand column, that part's important. Underneath what you didn't do this week, I want you to write down 3 reasons that you're grateful for coaching. What is 3 things that coaching has done for you that you are grateful for? So I'm going to give you a minute again. All right, we have like 5 seconds left. Whoa. Sorry, I tried to hit the thing before it went off. Okay, so I want you guys to just take a second and look at this screen. And this is from our challengers, Elisa and I's in this last group. And we asked them to kind of tell us what this group has done for them. So I want to give you just a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so, and skim over what these people said. Because if you couldn't think of the things that we're doing right, or if you were struggling with that, or maybe things are overwhelming, I want you to see what us being coaches has done for these people. Okay, I reread really fast, so I'm not sure if you guys are okay, but I'm going to go to the next one just so I don't take up your whole night, and hopefully you read at least one person's. Okay, third thing that maybe we're not doing that we should is keeping a scorecard. And I'm not saying that you're not tracking, because I think that most of us have that tracker, the daily power of 3 or some kind of system. I know Genevieve has her badass system, and it is super color coded, and I'm in love with it because I'm a freaking weirdo and love sticky notes and colors. But I'm not just talking about tracking like in a big area. So one of the concepts is that you can't improve something until you measure it. It's just like when we all first started these challenge groups and they ask us to take those before pictures, which are the most torturous thing ever, and take our measurements and those things. It's so that we can see our progress along the way. So it's the same idea with our coaching behaviors. So obviously we have our vital behaviors that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be a product of the product. We're supposed to do our personal development. We're supposed to drink our Shakeology. are supposed to invite, those different things. But I want you to just pick one area, because I know that can seem like a lot. We have a lot of things that we're supposed to track. So one area where you want to be more successful. Do you want to be better about sticking to your nutrition? Do you want to be better about reaching out to people? Do you want to be better about being brave on Facebook and sharing your journey? So I just want you to write down, and this should only take a second, write down one behavior you want to start tracking this week. I'm going to ask you to track it this week. And I gave you some examples at the bottom if you need one. So just one where you want to be more successful. I'll give you about 30 seconds or so to think about that. Okay, hopefully everybody has their area. I'm going to tell you my area, and I'll already put out to the universe earlier, you know, when I talked to Raquel and them a few weeks ago, and Rachel, is my biggest weakness is not inviting or tracking my follow-ups or any of those things. It's inviting to coaching. I don't know why, but if that's where I want to be more successful, then I need to track that specific behavior with my other ones, but that needs to be my focus. Like, am I doing that? Am I sharing it on Facebook? Am I talking about it? Am I reaching out and sending messages to people that say, hey, I think you would be good at this? Because if I'm not keeping track of that, it's easy for me to go, oh, I'll just do that next week. It's not a big deal. I need to make a plan. How many times am I going to do this a week? Am I doing that? Check it off, yes or no. Okay. So when it comes to this coaching thing, when it comes to what we do, I needed to remember why, because I sometimes am such a list checker that I forget the reason that I signed up to do this in the first place. So your piece of paper, just leave it alone for now. You're going to use it one more time in just a minute, but I just want to talk about the why for a second. So I love this part from the book. It says your hows will not be meaningful until your whys are powerful enough. And one of the analogies he used was, if somebody puts a plank on the ground and says, I'll give you $20 to walk across this plank on the ground, you're going to do it. No problem. It's not scary. But if they put the plank in between two 100-story buildings and say, I'll give you the same $20 for you to walk across this plank, you're going to be like, hell no, that's not happening. So it's completely different, right? Because all of a sudden, why? For $20, it's not worth it. But if somebody said, your child is in that other building and it's on fire, you're not going to be concerned with the $20. All you're going to be concerned with is getting your child and making sure that they're safe. And I know that that's an extreme example, but I think that's why it's so powerful, because your risks and your dangers, they didn't change, but your why shifted. Your why changed. And I think that that's what we need to get back to, or at least for me, that's what I needed to get back to. Sometimes I don't mind the numbers, and I don't mind tracking our success and, club points and all of those things, but I'm an emotional person. So for me, I needed my why to be, I just needed to gut check myself. So your heart and soul and guts, that's what should be in your why. So that's why I have a picture of me and my daughter. That why should be bigger than, not that the goals aren't important, but they should be bigger than those numbers, because if they're not, then this is not going to last for you guys. So on the right side of the paper where you haven't written anything yet, that's what I want you to write down. 3 reasons that you decided to become a coach in the first place. So this should be the only thing on the right side of your paper. And I don't want them to be material. I only want them to be intangible. If you signed up to make money, that's fine. But you signed up to make money for a reason. What was that reason? Why? So I'm going to give you just a minute, and I want you to write down 3 reasons you decided to become a coach on the right side of the paper. Oh, stop it. I only gave you 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. I hope that's okay. Okay, so your paper should have 3 mini lists on the left side and 1 coaching list, 1 why list. And trust me, you could get as deep into this as you wanted to, but I just wanted you to go with your shoot from the hip gut reaction for this, for the sake of this. And I want you to do exactly what I did. I want you to look across the paper, and I want you to find the things that match up. So you have your 3 lists on the left and you have your 3 whys on the right. And I want you to physically take your pen or your pencil and draw a line between every single thing on the right to every single thing on the left that it connects to. And since I can't see you guys, I don't know if I'm going too fast. So hopefully I'm not. But I want to share with you what happened when I did this. So you can see my list. And I started to notice some things. So one of my whys was to inspire others or to help people. And when I'm not inviting to coaching, look at my should haves at the top. Or when I'm not making daily connections, I'm losing chances to inspire people. I'm losing chances to help people because I didn't do those simple behaviors. With coaching, I said one of the benefits was it gave me a bigger purpose, and it allows me to build these relationships, and that links to inspiring others and helping people. And I did the same thing with my other ones. I'm not sticking to my nutrition plan. How am I supposed to become healthier? How am I supposed to be the best version of myself if I'm slacking in that area? Same thing with money and debt. And I want you to see that on tracking, originally, when I did this with myself, I said, I need to track my nutrition. I make small, bad choices. They derail me. But really, my nutrition is not that off track. What I really need to track, what I don't want to hear, is that I need to track those posts about coaching. Because if you look at my paper, 3 things are going to that number 3 why. That's a big deal for me. I think that that's just in my genetic makeup. I am a teacher. It is what I was born to do. And I don't see why I can't carry that over to teaching people how to make their lives better, to teaching people how to be healthier and how to feel stronger and how to change, because that's an important thing to teach people. So I feel like that's why mine's crossed out. And I want you to see if there's not a line that goes from every single one of the things on your right side to the things on your left, then you need to change something. Something's not lined up. Because if you're saying, oh, I should have done this, but it doesn't actually connect to your whys, should you really have then? Look at the things that are important. Look at the areas where you should be spending the most time. And that's what I needed to do so that I could kind of pull everything back together and reevaluate what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So that's pretty much the end of this. The elephants don't bite. Remember, the big things aren't what bite us. An elephant has never bitten you, but I bet a mosquito has. And a mosquito is little, and it's painful, and it sucks. And those are the things that are going to end up getting us in the end. Those are the things that are going to chip away at our why, is those small things that we're swatting away, that we're acting like they're insignificant, but really they're probably the most significant things of all. So that's it. That's all I have.
It was awesome. I loved it.
I don't even know how to see you guys.
You have to unshare your screen.
Oh, okay. Stop share.
There you go.
Okay, weirdest experience of my life talking to a PowerPoint.
You did a great job. I have a paper full of notes.
Natalie, so good. I love tangible things that I'm writing down and put into action. So this, for anyone struggling, I know I struggle all the time, and just putting into perspective of why I started, what keeps me motivated, and calling myself out on things that I should be doing. Just thank you. That was awesome. And just know that you are an amazing teacher and an amazing leader. Those people that you're going to coach are so blessed to have you. So just know that.
Thank you. It's really weird because when you're teaching and you ask your kids to do something, you formatively assess what they're doing. I couldn't even see y'all, so I'm like, are they writing? Are they not writing? I don't know.
I promise I wrote mine down, Natalie. Don't you worry. And I have all my lines.
Good. Did it make sense? Did the lines make sense? Like, it made sense for me, but I wasn't sure if it made sense for other people.
No, I thought it was awesome. And I'm all about these kind of activities too. I think they're so good. Put your brain on paper in a different way. So I thought it was so good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Natalie, I had an emergency come up right before your call, and I hopped on late, but I have been so excited for this call all week, and I can't wait to watch the first part of it and the replay. I just love hearing you speak and hearing you just talk so confidently about it, because you are one of a kind.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm here in awareness. Oh. I don't know what else to say.
That's all you need to say. We will post the recording in VIP for anybody that wants to rewatch it. Make sure that you share it with your team. I hope you guys are rocking Team Cup. We're entering in week 3. If you haven't seen the information on VIP Rally, which is coming up in October, make sure that your team knows about it. If you're bringing on new teammates, make sure they know about it when they come on board. It's super awesome. It's a great day of training. So just if you can at all get your little life there, I promise you it'll be worth it. I promise we won't disappoint. So make sure to look for that. And then look for every Wednesday, Laura is posting what you should know, like what's happening in the world of Beachbody. So I know a lot can come through your Beachbody email and your online office. So if you're looking in Team VIP, just make it a point to check in every day. And Laura is doing a bomb job of posting everything you need to know. She posts National Wake Up Call. Tomorrow's is going to be so good with the Haley Christian. She's like the dynamite little ball of pink hair mogul. She's going to be really good. But on Wednesday, she posts everything you need to know. So just pay attention to that, plug into that so that you don't miss stuff, because I know sometimes it gets stressful. And I hope everyone is going for the team, I don't know what it is, Team Beachbody sweater for Team Cup prize. I know that we are going for it, and it's going to freaking happen. It's cold like 2 days a year in Texas, and I will be ready.
And then one more thing. We have our coaching opportunity call this Tuesday at 8:30. So all those invites that we are doing, that Natalie's talking about her fears, that's my fears to invite to the coaching opportunity. We can add those people. That group is already created. You know how we tag everyone in those videos? We're just going to clean that out probably tomorrow and start over fresh. Okay, so make sure you
Can I just say one thing about that? Sorry.
Yes.
So I talked about trying to get it done this week, and it didn't happen. The videos from last time I'm going to try to pull off and save and create a playlist in our Team VIP training. I haven't had a chance to do that, so I'll do it tomorrow because I work good against a deadline and we have to get rid of them tomorrow. So I'm going to create that playlist, put them somewhere that you have, and then we'll start fresh. But if you ever need to go back to them, they're there.
Perfect. Okay, guys, anything else? Okay, see y'all on the social. Good job, Natalie. Bye, guys. I'll post the recording soon.